guys, hello and welcome to Tiny Dragon Tarot. This is going to be our weekly pick a card with the theme Everything happens for a reason, but why? I strongly believe in, things are happening to us for a reason, but when we're in that thing, when things are happening to us, it's very hard to see the lesson, the benefit, what we need to know about the situation. But I often think that if we would know, that would help to deal with, whatever we're going through. So in this pick a card, we're gonna check what could be the reason behind whatever is happening around you or with you these days. Doesn't matter when you watch these pick a cards, they are all timeless. I strongly believe that when you have to watch them, you will find them. For this one, I shuffled and pulled cards from the Sacred Destiny Oracle for you to choose from. Very interesting already, we can see maybe the theme of the readings, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because cards have a tendency to have a conversation with each other, and that's why I love using multiple decks in one reading. But everything is going to be timestamped down below with ways to support the channel. Please like, subscribe. That's the biggest help that you can give me. Spread the word, share the video if you think that this is useful. And yeah, I think that's all. If there's going to be relevant information, everything is going to be in the description always. So if you're curious about decks or how to find me or about my main channel, because this is my second reading channel, there's gonna be all down there. So pile number 1 is going to be going forward, pile number 2 is action, and pile number 3 is enlightenment. Let's get started. Hello pile number 1, if you chose the going forward card, this is going to be your reading. We're gonna keep this one over here as a main reminder or main theme for the reading, or the extra special message. I don't know how things are gonna turn out. I pulled a crystal card to see what you can do, as a final advice. So I'm gonna keep that outside, or for the last card as well. But first card first, let's see, we have Judgment and the Moon. So we have 2 major arcanas. Okay, with the going forward. And I already picked on this one when I was doing the intro, but I didn't want to say anything because, it's that was already part of the reading. But I immediately, I was thinking about when I said, that the card might not be about what you think, that I immediately thought that maybe it's about not seeing where you need to go, or you're not seeing the road going forward. This is what you want to move forward, obviously, and you're going to be, because Judgment is here, which is talking about facing our past mistakes and making peace with them in order to level up, to move forward, to start a new cycle. But we have the Moon as well here, which usually is about not seeing things clearly, because the moon belongs to the night, and it's usually connected to intuition as well. So even though you don't see exactly which direction you should go forward to, whatever, your life situation is, maybe you feel lost, maybe you're in between jobs, or you're in a job that you don't like, but you don't know how you could move forward to find something that's better. You can be in a relationship as well that you already know it's not working in the current state of it, but you don't know if you're supposed to work on it or you're supposed to leave and find something else. You just don't know yet, but that's okay, because I'm getting the feeling that not knowing is the reason why you don't know. Is because you're supposed to work on yourself in currently in this state, because you're not ready to move forward. You know, like in this picture, in this card, if you can see that the sun is partially blocked, even though there's, you know, you can already see the road to a certain extent, because you don't see exactly where it leads. It kind of stops here. The sun is not in view as well, so you're not at that stage of the road, for example here, where you could have a clearer vision. But you already started the road, and I think that's very important, and that's something that could be encouraging to you. Okay, let's see what else. We have a few other tarot cards because I was feeling tarot-ish today. We have the Hangman as well, which explains a lot. And the Ten of Wands. Okay. So I'm picking up on a situation where you have a bunch of responsibilities, and you're kind of in... I'm not gonna use a victim because that's not a good word, but you're in a state where you're not living your life for yourself. But with the Hangman, what you need to examine, you know, because you're in this judgment position, you need to examine if this is happening because it was your choice. You're taking on all these responsibilities, and most of them, or some of them, are not even yours. You're taking care of other people, and you have to see if this was your choice. For example, you're taking care of an older relative, or someone who's ill, or a newborn baby. You know, those people all require attention and care. Or it was some sort of a situation where you were forced to take on this responsibility, but you don't want to do that. Because if it's the former, then that's completely fine. You just have to know how long you're staying in this position. You know, when will you finish taking care of other people and come back to this stage and take care of yourself? Because if you don't see the end, it's really hard to finish what you've started, so to speak. Especially because we have the Five of Wands here as well, and the Four of Coins. Okay, because with taking care of all these responsibilities is already a hard job. It's not easy. It can be tiring, but someone else or some other people are bringing, petty conflicts and just arguments into the picture as well. So this could be work related as well. Whatever we're talking about, because this is a general reading, so it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but mainly what this card suggests is that there's constant nagging stress on you because of other people, and I kind of getting the ungrateful kind of people. So that's never a good thing. But because we have the Four of Coins here, the Four of Coins usually is depicted as someone holding on too tightly to wealth, to money, to coins. But I like this spider because I like her expression. She's just like, I'm gonna protect what's mine. I'm not gonna easily just give it away, and that has to be okay. And this is what you need to learn from this lesson as well. It's one of the main things why whatever is happening to you is happening, because you have to learn to stand up for yourself, to protect what's yours, because not sharing everything you have, keeping enough for yourself, and I don't just mean money, I mean energy, your resources. It can be financial, absolutely. It's coins belong to the earth element. These are our daily needs, our daily desires, but it's not just money, it's energy and it's time. For example, you know, don't give your time and attention to people who are just ungrateful and always just picking fights and argue, because you already have a lot in your life. You know, you're going through a major transformation which requires a lot of work, a lot of looking inward to see what areas of yourself that you have to work on. And I don't mean that you have to become perfect after this, or that this is going to be just one major event and after that you're just gonna, you know, go forward and everything is gonna be fine. Because as you can see on this card as well, the road is never just straight and sunny. It usually, you know, goes in sometimes dead ends. You find all these little adventures, because life is like that. We don't learn in a linear way. We repeat things. We pretty much live our lives in cycles. But that's good, because we can, you know, go back and revisit things that we learned about once at some aspect, and then go back, see that from a different angle and work on it again. So I'm really feeling that, you know, you're finishing that sort of a cycle right now, which will obviously start a new one. But, you know, you're not at the end yet, but after you finish with this work, which can take a longer time, it really depends on the person, because you have to be brutally honest with yourself, and that sometimes can be very hard. And then, you know, after the moon comes the sun, and you will get clarity and you will be able to move forward. Okay, but we also have, okay, the King of Pentacles. Interesting. I like that, because I feel that, you know, after the Four of Coins, the King of Pentacles suggests, because these are two, you know, it's the same element, it's just coin pentacles, we can call them whatever. You will be in a position where you will have everything under control, and you will be able to build on that. It can suggest that, you know, you might get too stuck, a little bit stuck with your ways, but I don't feel that's necessarily bad currently, because you know, this wooden shield, or part 3, you can say that the figure is part 3, suggests you know, being rooted, being grounded, not as flexible as other cards would mean, but I'm sensing that currently finding that stability is going to be the one place where you can, you know, find this growth, and you can just build this foundation where you can be a tree and, you know, grow all these branches and try at new things, because you will have a solid foundation. You will know who you are. You will have everything you want for that new path you want to take on. But it requires a little bit of work. But I love this. We have the possibilities card also coming up. Coming with this king, you will have the possibilities to pretty much do anything and everything you want, because you will know who you are and you will know what you want. And that's a very important distinction, because, you know, if you say, oh, you can do and be whatever you want, most people won't know what they want, or, you know, they would froze with such an opportunity, because they will be like, oh, okay, I want to travel, I want money, I want to be happy. But if, you know, you ask them, okay, but how do you want to be happy? What happiness means to you? They will have no idea, because they haven't started the work. They don't know the answer to those questions. But by the time you finish all these things, you worked on yourself, you will have such a strong foundation that you will be able to easily answer such a question. And when life will give you the opportunity to actually go after them, you will be able to, because you will be like, oh, okay, that is the road that leads to my dreams, or leads to what I want, because the possibilities also is a road. I hope you can see that on the card, that this is an open road. And I like that, you know, in this card, in the going forward, you already have a set one that you think you have to follow. But with these possibilities, you just see one tiny bit because it can go anywhere. It's not as restrictive as you think currently. But you will only see that once, you know, you worked hard on finding yourself and figuring out why the current situation is not working. But the moon is definitely there because it's very important to look for answers inwards and not outside of you. And we have Pyrite for the advice card. It's the Fool's Gold, which I kind of like because the Fool is one of my favorite cards in the tarot. It's the optimist, it's the potential, it's the possibilities card. You know, it calls for you to dare to dream, to dare to take a step forward. And okay, so who needs it? The chronically lethargic. Anybody sleeping on their potential, see? Anybody sleeping on the potential because you currently you don't know. So if you work with crystals and you can get a pyrite, get one. I don't know, you know, the availability for everybody, but if you have one, keep it on nightstands, or you know, keep it at some place where you see it often during the day. I would say that because it can be a reminder for yourself, for you to remember that you have to do this work. Yeah, I mean, it's used near the solar plexus, so if you can, you know, wear it as a necklace, that's good, I guess. But yeah, call on your core power. That's the important part. So yeah, this was your reading, pile number 1. Hope this was useful. For me, it makes complete sense, but if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below, or if you don't like to be so open because the question was gonna be personal, you can find the ways to reach out and even ask for a free reading. Mostly I do them on Instagram these days because I don't have as much time for lengthier readings, but you know, just reach out and we will see. But thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hang out with me when I go live. I'm gonna have a live reading stream at the end of the month. So yeah, thanks so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the action card, then this is going to be your reading. So we're gonna see why things are happening around you. What's the lesson that you need to learn, you know, in whatever is happening to you. And I'm gonna keep the action card over here as a main focus or anchoring point for the reading. I will have a crystal card for later to see what you know, advice the cards have for you. But let's start with the two. I mean, there's a lot of tarot cards, but with the first two cards. We have the Hierophant, interesting, and another one, okay. So we have Majors again, which is very interesting. And this could be a relationship reading as well. We will see about the others, but because, you know, the Hierophant is not just about institutions and religion, but it signifies marriage as well, or a very committed relationship. And because we have the Lovers here, it could mean that we're talking about a situation when you might be called to take an action if you want to reach, you know, this sort of relationship. But this also could mean, because the Lovers is called the choice, or was called the choice in the old times, and I really like the choice aspect of the card because it talks about making an ethical choice, choosing between something very fun and easy and just, you know, you really want that, but you know it's not right for some reason. Maybe it's only hurts you, only, you know, air quotes, in the long run, or it can, you know, involve other people. And between what's right, because what's right might be not as fun But in the long term, you know that, you know, when you have to measure your conscience against the decisions you're making, that choice, the right choice, is going to be the only choice that you're supposed to make. And the Hierophant card often signifies that part of religion that the oppressive, and I mean, these days in modern cards, it can mean, you know, just think about how many people have negative experiences with the church. And I'm not saying that everybody is horrible who is religious. I will never say that. I know people who follow organized religion and they are wonderful people. In theory, it would be a lovely thing, but unfortunately, in practicality, it's not always like that, or most often it's not. So it could be that this situation talks about a choice that you need to make that goes against tradition, goes against something bigger than you. And that's why, you know, you're called to take action. But we will see what the other cards are telling us. So we have the Wheel. Okay, so it's about change. Usually it's a positive change, but the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel isn't just signify that, you know, things can't always be bad. Sooner or later we're gonna get our chance to experience something nice, but it also reminds us that nothing that's good lasts forever either. You know, it's constant change. Sometimes, you know, we choose we make the right decision and we are rewarded for it. Sometimes we don't make when I say that it's the right decision, it's the right decision for you. And you will know what that is because your gut will tell you. When you think about the options, whichever makes you feel, even if just for a tiny split second, calm and collected and peaceful, that's the right decision. That's how you can decide, you know. And that's how you can see if you're making a decision, if you're making the right one or not. But we also have the Knight of Wands. That's very, I love that. If you can see that, it looks like this wand is, you know, a continuation of this illustration. And I really feel that, you know, once you make this decision, which I'm more inclined to say that this is not about a romantic relationship. It could be, and if you're feeling that this is, then just think about what I'm saying from the perspective of a relationship. But right now, I'm more inclined towards the making a right ethical decision. And once you make the right one, and you know, you use the possibility, use the opportunity that life is presenting you, you know, things are gonna pick up and the fire starts burning and you start moving forward. But interestingly, we also have the Page of Wands, so we're gonna take a step back because maybe that's how it can play out, that, you know, you have the opportunity, the possibility, you grab it and you just charge ahead. And because it's the Knight of Wands, you might, you know, start more fires than you intended to, because this card is full of passion. It's the let's take the action, let's go and let's move further, and let's just do everything that, you know, we can, because we have this great opportunity to do that. But in the, you know, along this charging forward period, you might make too many mistakes, and after a while you're like, okay, I'm very much excited for this opportunity, I'm very passionate about doing it, but I have to take a step back and learn more about the situation. You know, it can be a creative endeavor or a relationship, because we have a lot of passion as well. So this is the first. For the first group, it was obviously just one type of message. For this one, it's kind of like a split one. So, you take the smart decision and you're like, okay, let's stop for a second, look around and see what I can do better, a bit more thinking and not just charging forward. And then we also have the Six of Swords, the Two of Wands. I'm not sure if you can see all the cards. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna put Two of Wands here because I like that we have the Two of Wands as well, because that's about choice. Oh, I like that. So the page, you go back and you will work on being more smart with using your energy to move forward. And that, being that smart and a bit more collected will help you to get away from that place that you made the decision on. Because probably whatever you were deciding on, it could be a marriage. You might be actually leaving a marriage. Because at the beginning I was thinking that, you need to take an action to reach this stage, but because we have the marriage card first and we have the lovers after that, it kind of suggests to me that you can find love, the right type of love for you, if you leave a relationship that's no longer working, because we have the Six of Swords here. And the Six of Swords is moving forward, at least trying to, or deciding to move forward from a situation that is it's hard, it's difficult, and it's not easy to move forward because we're carrying a lot of baggage with us. But the important part is that you can actually start moving forward. And then we will have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is deciding what sort of a future you want for yourself. It's going to be a choice, which is great because, we're circling back to making a choice. But in this, after all these, coming from the big choice that you have to make at the beginning of the road, this is going to be a more lighthearted and a more positive, and it's going to be more about, okay, now I'm leaving behind what I don't want. So what's the opposite of that? Okay, that and that, for example. And those are going to be positive and interesting things for you. And you're going to start thinking about, which direction you want to move forward once you're coming out of this stage. Yeah. Oh, okay. And I'm not kidding, we have the Lovers again in a different deck. So, but it's such a nice circle because we're starting from that choice, choosing love, and it can be self-love as well. More on the relationship side than with the Two Lovers card. But it can be that ethical choice that you need to make, and you're making the right one, and then you experience all these stages where you learn from what you chose, and then you're getting a smaller choice, but you're getting the reward and the bigger one, and the synchronicity that whatever you're choosing here is going to be something that's adding love and just being in the right place at the right time kind of sort of feeling. So what I'm trying to say is that when you reach this stage, whatever you're choosing is going to be a good choice, because you worked hard to eliminate the bad ones already. But I love that, because some people might not be okay, or they might be worried to leave behind a relationship that's not working anymore because they think that they're never gonna find anyone, and maybe this is better than nothing. But if you take action, if you go with your gut and you take these steps, you're gonna find a much better and more equal relationship. You will find what you were looking for previously. And we also have the false safety, which plays well with the Hierophant and, you know, the marriage, the current state. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be a place where you think you have to stay because, you know, all you know is that stage, but it's false safety. It's not safe. It's not good for you. You might, you know, say to yourself that whatever, you know, I can make things work, but you don't see the shadows lurking in the corner because you're closing your eyes and you're pretending that the problems are not there. But this card, you know, it's definitely connected to this one because you have to use your heart and you have to go with the choice that's good for you. And let's see your advice card. You have the Ruby. I'm not saying that if you can get Ruby, then use it because rubies are expensive, but if you have Ruby, then time to use it. Okay, who needs it? Anyone with something worth fighting for, any Aries. We have a lot of fire signs, so Aries could be a sign important for you or just in this situation. But I love that. Where to put it? In a ring on the hand you throw punches with. Because, you know, take action, fight for what is right for you. Because going against something traditional, something established, just like a situation you're in, you know, a family dynamic, a religion, I mean, all these things that are established in your life is not easy. But, you know, feed your fires. I'm gonna keep it so you can read it if you want. But yeah, definitely use and choose whatever is right for you. And that's a lot of passion, which if you're of age, you know what it means. It could mean that, you know, you're gonna have multiple dating options as well if you're going back to the relationship. I'm sorry I was going back and forth, but this is how the messages kind of jumped at me. But yeah, this was your reading and that was quite an interesting one. Hopefully it was useful. Please like, subscribe, comment down below because that also helps my channel, especially because this is a tiny dragon tarot channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one and bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Enlightenment card and this is going to be your reading, it's getting a bit dark, so I lit a candle. I'm not sure if that helps anything, helps me, but I don't think that it helps you, but let's see. I mean, we have Enlightenment in the candle, so at least we're staying on the theme. And I wasn't even thinking about that when I did that, so that's interesting. But so your main focus card is the Enlightenment. We're gonna keep it here with the candle. Now I'm just really liking that I was thinking about lighting a candle. And I promise I wasn't, you know, doing that on purpose, but it's a tarot reading, so everything is on purpose because everything happens for a reason. So let's see your why. Okay, we have 2 pages. I was expecting major arcana because that was present in the previous one, but oh, and both of them are looking towards the light. Haha, I really like that one. Because usually I read cards turning to the left as they are, you know, looking back, looking towards the past. But with the pages, I usually don't read that at all like that because pages are open, they want to learn, they are curious, they are at the beginning of their journey, so they definitely look forward. But with this one and the candle being here, it's just perfect. And even, you know, kind of the ship is going that way as well. So it's definitely a call to be open to the possibilities of learning something new that you never experienced before. And it's gonna connect to passion and creativity because we have the wands, the fire element, you know, and the cups, the water, the emotions, the creativity. So emotions, passion, creativity is something that will help you to find enlightenment in a situation you're in. And I don't necessarily feel that this is going to be about, maybe because these are pages, but I don't necessarily feel that this is going to be about such a life-changing event. This might be something smaller, more everyday thing that when you will get that, okay, this is why this is happening moment. And I kind of feel like this is the pile where it's not about, the circumstances are not about something negative. With the other two, it felt more of like that. With this one, I kind of feel like that you're gonna just find something that will pique your interest and start working with that, and that's gonna help you find something bigger. But let's just see the cards and see them completely contradict me. Or not, because we have Temperance. I love this deck, it's so beautiful. Oh, we have the Ace of Wands. With the Wands, I love that. Opportunity. We also have Judgment. And the Three of Swords. Okay. So there's going to be a little bit of a heartache and... Okay, it's okay. I mean, we have Temperance here. So you're gonna have all these opportunities, or, you know, something is going to call you to try it out, to start with it. And you will be interested, like, they look like moths to the flame, you know, something is gonna pique your interest. And you should, I think, you know, give it a try, because that's how we learn. Even if there's gonna be some hardship along the way, it's gonna worth it for the experience, because you will learn something about yourself. The Temperance card is about patience. It's about working on a higher level, on working on a higher level, on not just taking from life, but trying to find a way to give back as well. You know, finding that balance. Because the Six of Pentacles is the smaller scaled whatever card for me in that generosity. The Temperance is the one cycle above the other one. It's when you already know that life is not just about money, it's not just about you, it's about other people as well, and helping other people. So maybe this opportunity will, you know, help you as well to help other people, which is nice. And we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a new start, a start where you give a start that gives you those, you know, very excited moments. And it can be about love, but I feel more like that it's a creative start. It's a start, you know, once you step into this page position and you accept the opportunity and use it, you will have this sort of new start when your heart is going to be in the project that you're doing, which is wonderful. And whatever this opportunity is going to be, that's going to help you not just learn about yourself, you know, and level up and go from the page to the king, you know, all the court cards, genderless, whatever, doesn't matter, you know, it's just the stages of the court cards. Go from the most inexperienced, naive, to the seasoned, smart, wise, caring, intelligent one with the Judgment. You can do that, you know, you can reach that stage. But the Three of Swords here remind us that no growth is without pain. There's gonna be growing pain. You're gonna experience some sort of a loss, but it could be that that's gonna be a loss of your old self in a way, which is not as bad as you think when you're in the Judgment phase. Because you're gonna leave behind a lot of things that are no longer true for you. but you will get closer to who you really are at your core, which, will carry some pain, but in the long run, it's gonna be a wonderful transformation. Okay, I lied. So, no, I didn't lie. Just, I was thinking it's not about a big thing, but it's not about the big thing when it starts, but, and it's not even, a long or short period of time, how this transformation is going to last, how long this transformation is going to last, because we're starting with the small ones, but we have temperance with patience. So it will require some time, years even, or a lifetime even. But it's not a bad thing, because you're gonna end up in a much more enlightened, much more peaceful and just loving place. And I'm not kidding, I'm feeling much, much more calmer than when I started the reading, which is wonderful. And we also have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so with the Three of Swords, where should I put it? I'm gonna put it here. With the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands is about protecting what's yours. So the pain, the loss, and the heartache that you can use to learn from, it's gonna be a lesson to learn from. It's gonna be about actually protecting what you reach, what you manage to create, your creation, whatever this is about. Well, once you created it, other people will be like, what do you have over there? It kind of looks cool, I want it. And then you will have to, protect your creation, because it's yours. It's yours. So you might find out that some people are not indeed in your life because they want the best for you. And that could be the Three of Swords about. Because we also have safety. And in this case, safety is not just about creating, safety for yourself, but don't let that boundary that you set up to keep you from moving forward as well. Anyát. But yes, definitely creating safety is going to be an important part. Setting up boundaries for yourself and for others to, just don't let them walk over you, because whatever this is about, you work hard for it and you want it, and it's your creation and it's yours and you love it. So if some people are there to take it away, you will be like, nah, I'm not letting you. And that's completely fine. That's a good decision. Okay, and your advice what to do is the Tektite card. And I'm going to keep it up so you can read it. And who needs it? I hear from Star in Orion's belt, people. Those currently overburdened by resentments. Yeah, don't resent other people for, they might want to take what's yours, but don't think about that. I love this one. Where to put it? On your UFO landing pad or beside your meditation cushion. I mean, we have Enlightenment and or the galaxy and creativity, imagination, intuition. So if you see a UFO landing site, just put it there. But the main message is raise your vibration. And I definitely feel that you're doing that, with the Judgment card, with the Temperance, you're leveling up, you're experiencing life on a higher level. So when you feel yourself drawn to something, and this can be a person who talks about what they are passionate about, It can be a new hobby, it can be a new job, it can be a book you normally wouldn't read, it can be a new form of activity, a sport you never tried before, something new that for some unexplainable reason really makes you curious and intrigued. When you find yourself, wanting to know more, don't shut those feelings down with oh, but I'm normally not like that. Oh, I don't do that. I'm not a walker. I don't go out and walk in nature, or I don't watch horror movies, whatever. But because even if you don't watch horror movies, there might be something in that particular one that you keep seeing, or other people keep talking about it, and you're just like, maybe I should give it a try. Give it a try. And I hate horror movies, so I don't know why that popped into my head. I'm definitely not watching any, but something like that you normally wouldn't go for, because there is going to be something in that will start this whole process, which I really like. I like that. I like that for you. So yeah, this was your reading. Hope this was useful. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, even with suggestion for other pick a cards topics. See you in the live readings at the end of the month. And yes, thank you so much for being here. Love you all. Bye.